Hi everyone, welcome to another Ready to Ride Pilates for Horse Riders, where today we are going to be working on your upper body. It's going to be a combination of strength and suppleness exercises, so a little bit of a mix for you, and we're going to do it all seated and lying today, so don't need too much space. So I would like you to start just thinking about your posture, making sure your weight is equal through your seat bones and your head is nicely balanced on top of an elastic spine. Then pop your arms across your chest and keeping your seat bone pressure equal, turn your shoulders from side to side, watching that your shoulders stay level all the way through the movement and that you keep that equal pressure through your seat bones. Remember, when you're in the saddle, you want equal pressure unless you actually mean to use your seat to get the horse to do something different. So equal seat pressure unless you mean to change it. Okay, we're going to swap which arm is on top, cross your legs the other way, check in, is your seat bone pressure equal, your shoulders level, and then into your turn. Other thing to watch is that you're not dipping down through one shoulder, so keeping your shoulders level all the way through. So it's equal seat bone pressure, level shoulders. Okay, and then to the front, let your arms rest down by your side, and we're going to loosen off around your shoulder girdles by some nice big rolls up, back and down. These two little exercises, so those rotations and the shoulder rolls, excellent exercises to do before you get in the saddle, particularly if you have been in the car or in the office doing something static. Excellent exercises to loosen you off before you get going. Okay, we're now going to go down onto your side, and we're going to start with an exercise called the side bend. You need to be in your capital L position. So that is straight line from shoulders, hips to knees bent at 90 degrees, top arm onto your top side. Pelvic floor onto your floor 3, and then you're going to synchronise lifting your pelvis and your top arm. So into that lift and slowly back down. Keep the pelvic floor onto floor 3, keep your breathing regular. Don't be tempted to take a breath in as you go up into that lift. Watch that you don't come down with a plop either, so keep the movement nice and steady. If this is easy, make it a bit harder for yourself by lifting the top leg and still trying to keep going with that nice synchronization of lifting and lowering. If you want to make it harder still, you can straighten your top leg, still trying to go for that synchronization. Arm, leg and pelvis. Pelvic floor still onto floor 3. Controlled landing. And nice regular breathing. Going to do one more of this one. And then I'd like you to come down, knees in front, arms in front. If you've got a headrest, have your head right on the front of your headrest. We're going to do your open arm. So taking your top arm up and out behind. Look at your hand, remember? And then up and over, back down in front. Keep your knees glued together and glued to your mat. Remember, that's how you're going to maximise that rotation through your upper body. If you feel that you need to hold that stretch and just keep that position, absolutely fine. If that's what you feel you need to do, just give yourself a bit of a stretch out. Okay, we're going to do one more of these. Keep checking your knees are pressed down into the mat. And then we're going to turn onto your front. And we're going to start off with an exercise called the Swan Dive. So you need your arms out to the side, elbows bent to 90 degrees. For you guys who want to be looking at your mat, I'm facing you so you can hear me. Bring your shoulder blades back and down so the front of your shoulders lifts away from the floor. Bring your tummy away from that imaginary puddle of water underneath you and bring your pelvic floor lift onto floor 3. So it's shoulders, tummy and pelvic floor. Your first introduction to this is just lifting through your head and neck. You want to feel as if you are being pulled up from the base of your neck by a necklace. Keep looking down. Don't be tempted to look ahead. You want to stay looking down. If this is okay, start to add in the arms as well, still keeping your shoulder blades back and down, tummy away from the puddle of water, and your pelvic floor onto floor 3. So keep all those components in. Also, just watch your breathing. Make sure that you're not tempted to hold your breath or to take a breath in as you go into that lift. So keep the breathing steady and regular. Okie doke, and do one more of these. And then I'd like you to bring your arms down by your side. We're going to move on to your hundreds. The same start up though, so shoulder blades back and down. Tummy away from the puddle of water, pelvic floor onto floor 3. And we're going to do your hundreds with your arms on the move. So you're patting those imaginary puddles of water. Again, for you, if you can, stay looking down. I'm looking at you again so you can hear me. So shoulder blades back and down, tummy away from the puddle, pelvic floor onto floor 3. And each pat, make sure you're moving from your shoulder, not from your wrists or your fingers or your elbows. It's all from the shoulder. That's your strength when it comes to your contact. So that's the bit of you that you really want to be working. We'll go out to the side one more time. And then when your arms come back in for the last time, we're going to finish this one, and we're going to turn onto the side that you haven't already been on. We're going to go straight back in with your side bend, so prop up once again onto your forearm, legs again into that capital L position, bent at the knees, top arm onto your top side, pelvic floor onto floor 3, and once again into that lift of the pelvis as the arm goes over your head, looking for that nice synchronisation, all the way up and all the way down. Pelvic floor is staying onto floor 3, and the breathing is nice and regular. Then if you want to make it harder, lift the top leg. So you're just making the work for your glutes, but also for that shoulder that you are resting on, and making that quite a little bit harder. Still go for the synchronisation. And if you find that you really struggle with the control or the synchronisation or your breathing, basically if you lose quality with any of the movement, go back down to the easier version. There's no point in making it harder if you then can't do it well. Final progression, if you want to, is straightening the top leg as you do those lifts. But again, only provided you can keep the control, keep the synchronisation, keep the breathing, and keep the pelvic floor. We'll do 2 more of this one. Last one. Okie doke. Then bring your knees up in front of you, arms out in front, and like before, if you're going to use your headrest, make sure your head is at the front of your headrest. As we're going to do your open arms, so hand up and arm on out behind. Look at your hand, remember, all the way, knees glued to the floor. And over back down. So you want those knees pressed in, glued to the floor, so they anchor your pelvis, and you maximise that movement through your upper body. Remember again, if you want to hold this position, hold that stretch, that's absolutely fine to do so if it's what you feel like your body needs. Okay, we're going to finish there though, and we're going to come up onto your hands and knees. We're going to do your leg pull exercise. So you need to have your hands just in front of your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and your toes tucked under your feet. Pelvic floor onto floor 3, then you're lifting your knees and slowly back down. So that lift is really quite small, we're not trying to do anything too big, just 1 or 2 inches at the maximum. Try to keep your head still, so that movement is all just happening through your legs. Then we're going to make this a wee bit harder. So hands a little bit further in front of your shoulders, but it's the same start up. So pelvic floor, lift, and then you're going to push forward. So you're basically a straight line from shoulders, hips, knees to feet, back over and down. So it's pelvic floor, lift, push forwards, back over and down. Watch when you get to the top that you don't end up with your bottom stuck up in the air or in a glorified cobra position. You do want to end up in that basic straight line. If you find that a wee bit easy, stay in that end position and see if you can do a few knees to chest, keeping your headlights level. This just makes those shoulders work just that little bit harder because you're only on one leg. If you find this is a bit too much, just go back to the easier version, remember. 1 more with each leg. back over the knees and down. Bring your hands back under your shoulders and flatten out through your feet. And we're going to finish off with a couple of nice loosening off kind of exercises. We're going to do your rotations first of all. So bring one hand up, look at your hand, then bring it through to thread the needle. Put that hand down, we can do the same the other way. So hand up, come through to thread the needle. And it's like with your open arms that we did when you were lying on your side. Look at your hand the whole way through. And that will really help you to gain extra mobility. But this is a great exercise for strengthening around the upper back and the upper shoulder area as well. All round, great exercise. Last one. Super job. Okay, then if you can, kneel back onto your heels. If you can't quite reach your heels, don't worry, just go as far as is comfortable. Then take your arms out in front for a nice big stretch. Let your head drop down if you're comfortable. And do a couple of nice big breaths in. If you're not comfortable in this position, just kneel as you are comfortable and do your breaths in that position. And then bring your hands back up towards your chest. And we're going to finish there. So just make sure that before you move away, you've got that nice equal weight back through your seat, that nice elastic spine and relaxed head. So well done everyone. Some of those are quite hard, but they're all really nice exercises to do because they really work your body through lots of movement, but as well as some nice strengthening. So well done for doing those. Thank you for joining me, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It makes such a big difference to my day when I get new subscribers. It's just wonderful. And take care, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.